This week on Capital Review, we're doing something different. We're not going to talk about politics with our guests because there's a more dire topic that needs to be addressed, and that's the welfare of our children. Who better to tell us than a representative from UNICEF? Joining us now is Mark Eggman, the Vice President of the Public Policy and Advocacy Department at UNICEF USA. Mark, thank you so much for being here and welcome to Capital Review. So UNICEF has found that at least 1 in 3 children under 5 years old is affected by malnutrition. Now, I understand there are different forms, but one that's not really discussed often is wasting. So what is wasting and how have you seen it affect a child?
Yeah, well, thank you so much for having me on. And you're right, nutrition and malnutrition are huge issues for UNICEF globally. Wasting specifically is the worst form of malnutrition for a child. It's when your weight is extremely low for your height. And I'm going to hold up something to see if I can show you. This is how you measure wasting in children under 5. A little band like this, and it has a red mark on it. So you put it around the child's upper arm and you measure. And if the upper arm is that thin, that's a sign that that child is really at risk from wasting. Wasting is really bad for kids because they are up to 11 times more likely to die than well-nourished children. It's a big contributor to child deaths around the world.
And that band you showed us is fascinating. What's the smallest that you've seen?
Well, in my case, I have not had a chance to be in a situation where I've seen really hungry kids. If you look at some of the footage that comes out of places like Afghanistan, Ethiopia, Yemen, some of the places that are really terrible hotspots, and you see the kids who are really emaciated, this is when you're getting to that little circle there. You know, those little kids under 5 are really at risk from severe health complications, if not death, from lack of nutrition.
So Mark, tell us about the program No Time to Waste and what UNICEF is doing to eliminate child wasting.
Thank you for asking that question. So I showed you the ready-to-use therapeutic foods. That's really the last line of defense for a child who's severely malnourished. The purpose of No Time to Waste is to prevent kids from getting to that point in the first place. So it's a UNICEF initiative designed to prevent malnutrition and wasting and treat it before kids get so malnourished that they have to go to the therapeutic feeding centers and get the ready-to-use therapeutic foods. So what No Time to Waste does is work with local health authorities, work with clinics, work with parents to make sure they know the signs of wasting. They can identify it early. They can get help early and prevent wasting from happening in the first place. That's the best way to save kids' lives, is to not let them get so malnourished in the first place.
And you know, you're touching upon it, but what should local parents do to avoid food wasting for their child? And what can DMV residents do to help in all of this?
So thanks. So luckily here in the United States, it's rare that we'll see a case of actual wasting. But there is a lot of malnourished children here in the United States. And so the same principles apply for parents and for doctors. You know, keep an eye out for signs of wasting. You know, go to your doctors. The single most important thing mothers can do for their kids to prevent malnutrition is breastfeed. Breastfeeding is super important. Exclusive breastfeeding for the first 6 months, and ongoing breastfeeding for at least the first 2 years. That is a great way to help kids get started on the right track and to prevent malnourishment of really young children. And then in terms of how else can people help, well, you know, UNICEF is working all over the world to fight malnutrition and to fight childhood illness and disease. Money helps, so you can go to UNICEF, www.unicefusa.org to help out there. And then I think just remembering and reminding people that while we may have it pretty well here in the United States, there are 45 million kids around the world who are suffering from wasting and at risk of death from malnutrition. And just to remember that in this Thanksgiving season, while we give thanks for what we have, let's find a way to try to help those kids too.
Mark Eggman from UNICEF USA, thank you so much for being here and for your time.
Thank you so much for having me.
And when we come back, we'll take a look at our children's mental health and the signs parents should look out for. You're watching a special edition of Capitol Review with UNICEF USA.